elected officials here tonight, and she's going to talk about some of the federal officials, but I think both of us are just going to mention Kaine McGinty, who is and we have here from state and local office, and everybody who serves sacrifices, Pam Delisio, who's a state rep, Angel Cruz, a state rep, Janny Blackwell, who's on the Philadelphia City Council, and Bill Greenlee on the Philadelphia City Council. Give all of them a big round of applause, please. Hey, let me ask you this. How great was Hillary in the last debate? I mean, really, how about all three debates? How great was it? Donald Trump had been talking a lot about Hillary's stamina, but at the end of the three debates, we saw who had the stamina, and we saw who looked like he needed a lamppost to lean up against. Hillary showed us stamina, backbone, guts, courage, preparation, knowledge, experience, judgment, but especially the grace and the poise and the temperament that we want in a president of the United States.
Yes! Absolutely! Absolutely!
At the end of the last debate, Hillary looked like, well, you know, do you want to do 4 or 5 more debates? I mean,
no!
Ready to go. But Donald looked like he just had to get back to start tweeting out more insults, so there are not going to be more debates. We're in Pennsylvania. You guys are key. We started it here at the convention, and Philly did such a good job. You know, Pennsylvania doesn't vote till election day. You don't have the same early vote that some states do. But let me just give you a little bit of a tip. We are seeing early voting activity all across this country, and we are seeing dramatic spikes up in the polls for Hillary Clinton for president. We're seeing support surging in places that you would normally expect it, but we're also seeing spikes surging in states that are normally really tough, like Arizona and Utah and Georgia. There is a momentum that's happening in this race because Americans know as we get to the end, they are choosing the kind of country they want for their children and their grandchildren. And as they make that choice, the choice is so clear, it's Hillary who will make us stronger together as a nation. They've also seen the kind of campaign that Donald Trump has run, and they really wonder. You know, I gotta say, it hasn't impressed me either. It hasn't impressed me either. They sort of wonder when they see this insult-driven campaign how a guy who thinks so lowly about so many people and even thinks so lowly about so many of our institutions can be running to be President of the United States and Commander-in-Chief. Let me just give you a couple of examples. My wife Ann and our Blue Star family, we got a boy serving in the Marine Corps. Donald Trump repeatedly says that our military is a disaster, but Hillary Clinton got him to admit on a debate stage that he won't even pay federal taxes to support our troops, to support our vets.
I know!
Donald Trump trash talks the American economy about how bad everything is, but we find out when he chooses to make goods, he doesn't make them in the United States, he chooses to make them in other countries, and when he buys steel and aluminum to build hotels in the country, he doesn't buy Pennsylvania steel, he doesn't buy steel made in the U.S., he buys steel made in China. Donald Trump has no trouble praising authoritarian leaders like Vladimir Putin, but he won't even defend the basic institutions of our democracy, like accepting the results of an election and having a peaceful transfer of power. He wouldn't even do that on stage the other night. It was like It was like after he spent the whole campaign insulting one group after the next, immigrants, women, Muslims, POWs, Gold Star family, African Americans, he got to the end of the campaign and there was nobody left to insult. So he decided to insult the central pillars of our democratic traditions, like that we're a nation who knows how to run elections. And now he's going around saying that, of course, if he doesn't win, you might have heard this, that it's because it's all rigged against him.
That's wrong!
It's so hard. It's so hard to be Donald Trump and have everything rigged against me. I mean, remember when that outrageous thing happened and The Apprentice lost the Emmys? Everything is rigged against Donald Trump.
Go Trump!
We have a Virginia family, a wonderful Virginia family, the father of Captain Humayun Khan, Mr. Khan, and he was right to ask this question after Donald's been tearing down accepting electoral outcomes. He was right to ask this recently. Has Donald Trump even read the United States Constitution? You guys know a little bit about that here in Philadelphia. You know about our traditions. You know about our values.
You bet!
know that Hillary Clinton is the person who should carry those forward. I know that this has been and seemed like a really long election season, and as you're hearing from my voice, I have also felt, and look, I've only done the last 100 days. She's been doing it for 2 years. But because she's a Wellesley woman, there you go. Can you say that in Penn? I guess you can say that.
Yes, you can!
But even though we've seen some hard words and insults in this election driven from the other side, we've also seen some really special things. And tonight is one of those special things. Just looking at you and looking at this energy, it was right here that we accepted the nomination, and Hillary accepted the nomination on the Thursday night of convention week. And after she gave that fantastic speech, having been introduced by her daughter Chelsea, that introduction was fantastic. We were standing out and all the balloons were coming down, and all of our families, and I was with my wife, and I was with my mother, and I was with my daughter, along with other families, and my mom said to me, Tim, this is the best night of my life. And for about 24 hours I was in good shape with my mom. And I reverted back to the corrections that I so desperately need. But as that was happening, I was thinking about it, and it really hit me. The power of the moment really hit me with a first party nominating a woman to be president of this country. Sounds like it's hitting me too. I've been in politics since 1994. I ran my first race for Richmond City Council. And if I'm honest about it, I would not even have won my first race, much less 7 races since. And oh, by the way, I am going to be 9-0 on November 8th. I'm a rabbit's foot. We're going to win. But I wouldn't have even won my first race had it not been for the support of a lot of amazing women. My wife, who's a great public servant, campaign managers, cabinet secretaries, agency heads, donors, volunteers, American voters. Since the 1964 presidential election, women vote in greater numbers than men in presidential elections. So I have been able to have a great career with my name on the bumper sticker, my name on the ballot, my name on the yard sign, but it's a career that's been built on the shoulder of a tremendous number of very, very strong women. So when Hillary asked me if I would be her running mate, I said yes for a whole lot of reasons, but I was especially honored and excited to say yes, to have a chance to play the same role for her that so many strong women have played for me, and that really makes me excited.
Yes!
I mean, look, it's 2016. Isn't it time that women were paid the same as men? Isn't it time that women or men should be able to take off work to raise a child or care for a relative or their job? I met a woman tonight in Pittsburgh at our rally who lost her job when she was in the hospital after delivering birth because her company didn't offer her maternity leave. Hillary's put that on the table. We're changing that when we get into office. We're changing it. And talk about isn't it time? Just isn't it time after 240 years of American history, 96 years after women got the right to vote when the Constitution was changed? Isn't it about time that a woman should be president of the United States? It's about time. It's about time. And I know I am proud to say that I know a lot of strong men who feel exactly the same way. We're excited to support a strong woman to be the leader of this country. This is hard. It's hard what Hillary's trying to do because she's trying to do something for the first time. Anybody out there ever tried to do something for the first time? Maybe in your family or in your neighborhood or in your school or in your workplace? Tried to do something for the first time? I bet many of you have, and I'll tell you what, even more. Anybody out there ever tried to do something and had people tell you, I don't think you're going to be able to do this? You know, you're not the right X or Y. You don't have enough experience. This is for somebody else. It's not your time. Somebody else was there ahead of you. Somebody's more qualified than you. I bet everybody here has heard that in their life at least once, and I bet some people are here who have heard that dozens and dozens and dozens of times. Well, let me tell you something that I know about Hillary Clinton, something that also makes it very fitting that she would run and be elected president. She has heard that her entire life, that this isn't for you, or this is a man's profession, or even during this campaign. She's heard this from her opponent, that, I remember Donald Trump once said, she doesn't look very presidential, does she, fellas? I think she looks damn presidential. But I'm here to tell you that Hillary has heard from people her entire life that this may not be the opportunity for you or the time for you, but she has never let that stand in her way. And she's never going to let anybody stand in your way as you reach out for the dreams that you want to achieve in this society. Never. In fact, if you think about it, Hillary's mother, Dorothy, was born before women had the right to vote. And now Hillary's daughter, Chelsea, will get to vote for her mom to be president. Isn't that a generational promise that this nation offers when we do our best work? So look, just 17 days from now, if we do what we know how to do, if we put our hearts into this with an underdog mentality that will not quit until they call us the winner, on that night, November 8th, when they call this race, we can forever, in an instant, change the way little girls and little boys look at their future. Because if you can be president of the United States, you can be anything. And that's the message. And that's why I'm so proud to be a strong man to supporting a strong woman who will be the next president of the United States. And she will show us all that we are really and truly stronger together. Please join me in welcoming our next